Oh, sir.
Yeah. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What up, y'all? I pressed record a little bit early this morning because I'm in a little groove, a little nice little vibration today. And I wouldn't say I'm ready to start recording right now, but I've just had a lot of thoughts swirling through my brain, and I wanted to just turn these microphones on so that whatever assorted thought that's hovering around in this moment, I could get it out, get it to share mode. I have a throat lozenge, cough drop. Just had a tasteless mouth this morning, or didn't like the taste of it. Sat down here this morning and had me a couple of trees. So I'm in a pretty chill ass mood right now, and it's raining. It's like the perfect. It's not the perfect energy for 50 episodes and excitement for the last day, but it actually feels so much more like me. Part of me wants to be excited right now, like bouncy and yay for the big 5-0, but I'm so process driven that I'm so nowhere near the end that it's kind of hard to be excited about right now. I'm excited to be done this phase. I'm excited to do what I need to do next, but yeah, this is a milestone. It's a big deal. I just don't really feel it. That's my honest truth. I don't really feel the excitement that's the final day of doing what we're doing right now. Which feels, it almost feels like it doesn't make sense. But at the same time, it makes perfect sense. So, yeah, I'm here, yo. I'm here. This is day 50. This is the 50th day. Wow. 5-0. 50 piece. I remember making the Change in the Narrative podcast. Not making it. I didn't make it. I remember seeing it. The 50 episode cover. And it was a collage of all of the other covers to make a 5 and a 0. It was pretty cool. That was very cool. Oh, man. It's cool symbolism. The visual of it is dope. But my feeling towards the action in this current moment is very subdued. I hope you don't mind. Hopefully you're more excited than I am, because then there's excitement somewhere in and amongst all that's happening right now. Yeah, I'll turn it up because we're here and it's showtime. But this is me today, y'all. This is what you're going to get. This is how I really feel. I'm going to dispose of this because it is time to begin. Ay. I'm in all gray. You can't tell. Hat's gray. Hoodie's gray. Jacket's gray. All different grays. That's the beauty of black and white. That's another thing I love. It's been fun. Oh man, I have a plan. I'm not really following it right now. Seeing how black and white, how to dress in black and white in order for certain things to be what they need to be. It's hard. It's just hard to make your outfit look different if it's all a shade of gray. This is one of the limiting factors to this black and white shooting style, which we talked very much about in our episode of A's and Q's. Shameless plugs are coming all over the place. Tie this to that and that to this, and over here and off we go. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here for it. Yeah, the gray is fun. That's my mood today. I got a long day of driving also. Driving in the rain. This is perfect. This is an epic day. This is an epic and a beautiful day. Let's clap it up. First of all, before we do any of that shit, let's clap it up for me. Clap it up for me, damn it. I did this shit. I did it. Had a little bit of help, but I did it. I showed up. I made it happen. I came back. I did it again. I came back. I did it again. Wow. Yeah. Shout out to me, Terrence Taylor. Shout out to you, my guy. Great work. Great fucking work. Yes. Thank you, me. Thank you, me. I appreciate that. I appreciate your recognition of my hard work and my commitment to improving, launching my business, becoming a better speaker, not writing and sending proposals and emailing them to complete strangers, working on your craft, shutting the fuck up, talking too much, doing the work, getting better. Good for you for getting better. Very much so. Yeah. Big yourself up. Salud. Today is day 50. Day 50 of MiSuNDERStoOd. I'm Terrence Taylor. This is Terrence Talks Too Much International Speaking and Coaching. It is September the 19th at 8:03 in the morning. I do believe indeed. I believe because I did it. Shouts to my young man for coining action snapper. That never won't make me happy. Speaking of believing, just finished watching Coach Prime. That was so good. One, to see them finish Jackson State University football, to finish undefeated, for Deion Sanders to announce his moving forward in his college coaching career, for in real time, the Colorado State game was 2 days ago. That went to double overtime. That part is cool. It's cool to see someone else's journey and how that gets tracked, and me seeing myself in a similar but different version of the same thing. Yeah, I'm excited to keep going. I'm excited that continuing to work. I'm excited to see the cool stories of what happens when you show up and you do what you're supposed to do, when you dedicate yourself, when you aim to dominate, not just be, not just show up, not just exist, to not just even be the best, to dominate. A mindset of greatness, whatever that takes. I was sitting watching some episodes of other podcasts. Again, I don't do this for a reason, because I'm the sickest critic. MiSuNDERStoOd has a podcast, and with his wife, and they have couples on, and just seeing how people who, if you don't practice doing this every day, like many people's guests on their shows are not, you see how when people speak as if they're speaking normally with their friends and family, how they would be at work, versus how you have to speak, present, think, articulate when you're producing a show, and how people are excited to do the thing but not necessarily prepared to do the thing. or know how to do the thing in the best way. Obviously, they don't. They're regular folk who are living their life and now they're on the show, or maybe they have their own podcast and they're creating their own thing, but they're doing it from home and they've been doing it for a year and a half and their experience is this and they've never worked with anyone else, and you could see it. And from both a guest perspective and as another show that we were watching yesterday about what is it? It was a black men's roundtable, and I'm a critic for how anyone ever else does their shit. So one dude is the host. He's got 4 guests, all black men, and I'm critiquing how his introduction question and how it was too low hanging fruit, or how it was not interesting enough. How he presented another question that was great, but the wrong person answered first. A guy who's wasn't as articulate as the other people in the room, and the thing he said was long-winded and didn't make sense at the end of it. And then the guy with the most interesting, most powerful voice in a 30-minute episode doesn't speak until minute 15, outside of introducing himself at minute 1. So I'm looking at this, critiquing the shit out of it, because I'm creating this thing called Toxic Much International Speaking and Coaching, where my goal is to find people who are speaking, who are doing things, who have their own knowledge and experience and their own expertise, and helping them craft that into something that's more profitable from a speaking, coaching perspective. I see some of these podcast hosts and guests, but I'm watching the dude, the host of the show, and I'm looking at him saying, you're not interesting. Not that your questions aren't good, not that your conversation isn't great. I mean, there's things that could be improved, but at a base level, you're not interesting. You're boring. You look boring. Your voice is boring. Everyone's speaking at the same level. There's ways that this can be so much better. And I'm observing this as someone who's building a thing that, this is the type of person I would want to speak to. Someone who has a show, who's doing it, who has a following, who's doing numbers and going, yeah, but if you did this, 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 and that, wow. And so I'm excited to have my own thing to be able to reference that too. But in observing the landscape and seeing what's happening, I'm starting to see potential clients, which in some ways benefits me from surveying the landscape. Oh, who else is out here doing a thing? It was an example of not everybody should have a podcast. Now, mind you, I'm not saying this guy shouldn't have a podcast. I think at a foundational level, it's good. But there's so much, again, and I'm not the expert's expert, but if you're going to create it at this level, I'm someone who's been studying how to do it at this level for a decade and been doing it and taken time off to simply study and then come back with a plan of improvement. And now I'm testing all of what I'm doing so that I can improve it again and again. I'm someone who should be listened to if you're already doing a thing and you already have a plan and a following and it needs to improve. Yay. Versus finding someone who has nothing, who has an idea, who's never put anything out and says, hey, I want to do this thing. Nah, I don't necessarily want to work with that person the same way a record label doesn't want to work with an artist who has nothing, no song, no, get your shit popping and then come over here once you've created something and then off we go. All right, cool. We can go out on the street and pluck people out of the fucking road who have an interesting life story and then build them up. Sure. But if there's people who are that and have done a bit of the work, even better. Right. So I see a world where I'm doing a bit of both, but in observing and seeing what's happening, it's cool to watch content and reflect back, whether it's something on Amazon Prime or it's another show on YouTube of people who look and feel very much similar to me and my lived experience. But then you see, professional athlete and coaching. No, I wasn't a professional athlete, but I was an athlete and I was a coach. And I see similarities and parallels in Deion Sanders' story as well. So all in all, I'm reflective on content that's out there. Again, I don't really like looking at other people's shit because I just tear it apart. And I'm not saying my shit is the greatest shit ever, but that's the aim every day. And some people, they work with some people work with so many people that the things that I care about, because I do all of it and am precise about all of it, at least at this stage, some people who you can tell like, oh, you're not really an expert at that. You don't understand video production. So you're cool with this just being how it is. But I see all the technical video issues, in whatever it is that you're doing. So I understand the need for a team and other people building and working and creating things, but the meticulousness that's required at this stage to make the blueprint, oh man, I'm so excited for this to exist and just be able to give it to people, and off they go. Just press play, go, set it up, do this, do that, follow this plan. That shit is cool. And very exciting. So yay to content. Yay to content of people that I don't know. Because if I know your content and I'm critiquing it and I know you, nah, I'm killing it. I'm gonna kill some stranger shit too, but yeah, I like looking and finding things worth critiquing. And if I'm looking at Deion Sanders on Amazon Prime, I think that's where we should be aiming appropriately. Yes. Oh man, I ain't tell you shit I was gonna talk about yet. I hope you don't mind just rolling with me today. I got my winter wool socks on. These shits is thick. And the sweat has begun. Oh man, what do I have to talk to you about today? What do I have? That was my intro. Finish Coach Prime was my intro. 17 minutes in. Great. Oh man, what do I have to talk to you about? I have to talk to you about what's up next and what I learned in these 50 days. Boring. I only say that because if you were watching, you already know that. You already know what I've learned, because all I've done is talk about what I've learned this whole entire way. But you know what? We'll dibble, we'll dabble. I'll share some things I haven't shared with you just yet, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just summarize the things I've said already and repackage them and present them to you now. But you know that I cannot tell you about anything else, because there's one thing we must do before we move on in life. Yes, indeed. They call that housekeeping. Housekeeping for today on September the 19th. The exterminator came yesterday, finally. There's mouse traps all over this house. I did find some mouse poop on the couch again this morning, but less than previous instances. And I'm going to put a mouse trap on my couch. I'm going to catch that motherfucker tonight. It's unbelievable. There's sticky traps. There's the violent ones that murder. There's box traps that got sticky traps in them so that the dog doesn't get flapped. On the short end, it's 2 to 3 weeks. On the long end, it's 3 months for mice. They found the hole, so at least we know where we think they're getting in. It's a fucking disaster. So hopefully by Christmas, this mouse Oh my God. Hopefully by then it's over. I hope, fingers crossed. Wish me luck. Send me thanks and safety and good health because it's needed around here. God damn it. Nasty mice. Oh, this morning I was sitting down here in my relaxational state. I've been up since 5. I was working on my primary aim questions. I had 2 left. The last one, number 11, was how much money will you need in order to make the life that you want happen, and how soon do you need it? And the question right before that, which was number 10, is what are the things you want to learn about life? Spiritually, technically, intellectually, financially, about relationships. And those are the last 2. Oh, and I had to finish question number 9, which was where did I see my life 20 years from now and when my life is at its end? And something about actually, oddly enough, last night I was working on them, and I wrote that I hoped that it was a rainy day on my last day. I hope I didn't speak that into existence waking up today as a rainy day, but I think it would be cool if on my last day of life it was raining. I think that'd be a perfect ode to me and life and how things are beautiful even when perceived not to be the greatest. I love rain. It was a rainy day today. I came down here. I wrote some more. I took the time to think about, it's a tough question. What do you want to learn? What are the things you want to learn about spirituality? I want to go to some spiritual, historically, cultural temple somewhere in Asia and learn from monks or some high frequency level of spiritual understanding, like that group of people. I want to sit down and hang out with them for a week and ask them whatever. And sure, they'll say what they'll say, but the energy of being in that space will give me most of the answers that I'm looking for. I don't believe them to necessarily be words. That answer's not in words, that answer's in feeling. So I wrote that down. That would be really, really cool. About relationships, I want to learn, obviously how to be a great father, how to be a husband, how to have healthy friendships. Those are obvious. We've talked a lot about those. Financially, it was I want to learn how to make money while I'm sleeping. I've read enough about it. I know some ways to do it, but having a few keynotes of information and then delivering that in practice in real life, not the same. So that would be cool. And I've never, maybe as a kid you do it, you think about your life as an adult, but as a kid you don't really know what any of that means. Your frame of reference in terms of time is fucking, you haven't lived long enough. If you're not 20, how can you imagine your life 20 years from now? You don't even know what that means. So to really sit now with high stakes life in front of me, existing, happening around me, and to ask myself those questions as an adult man who's really building his life in an intentional way, who's stumbled a lot. But if I look around now, I go, you got a pretty solid foundation to do the dreamy shit. You wanted to do the dreamy shit 5-10 years ago, but you didn't You didn't even have what you needed to launch that. I have that now. So it's less working on how to make the dream reality and more doing the work to make that happen. I'm the questions on how to do it don't exist in a right now moment. I know what I need to do right now. And I need to do it consistently, and that's it. That's it. It's not a mystery at all. That's why this 50 days that's what it's proven. Just do it. You just need to show up and do it now. Just do it and do it again. That's most of us. We know the information. We don't do it for fear, for laziness, for complacency, for whatever reason you give yourself. We don't do it, but I know I have to do it and I'm doing it. So yeah, I'm excited for the action of making the money so that I can make the money, make more money while I'm asleep. Now I've learned how to do that. Now I have to do it and then do it some more. And then learn what you do from doing it some more and do it again. So yeah, I'm excited to see the vision of my life. One, be an honest reflection of me as an adult with perspective and experience to make an accurate wish. What do you want to be when you grow up? Yo, if you look at that book from grade primary to whatever, the answer probably changed every other year. I know it did for me. So to think now, what do you want to be when you grow up? And although, yeah, there's parts of that change, the fact that that answer's been pretty consistent for a pretty long time. My vlogs from 6 years ago are me doing this, saying the same things, hopefully a bit more polished, refined, and clear at this stage. But I'm pretty consistent. So yeah, that part is cool to see, and growth plus the consistency. Wham, wham. That's that good combo. That's that good combo right there. Oh man. Yeah. Proper recap later. Oh yeah. This is the 50th episode. I can't really summarize the 50 days of what I've done right now in this moment. I'm still in it. I'm not going to be able to answer that question until I've, reviewed everything, probably twice. I'm halfway through everything now, and I haven't edited it in weeks. So now I've got 19 days, 20 plus. Oh, I'm up 13, by the way. I did the math yesterday. So 13, 63 total episodes were recorded. That's pretty cool. I won't be able to tell you and summarize what happened until I've done that. So there will be a really cool, hey, here's what happened on the 50 days of recording. But it will not be today. Today is remaining in the moment, remaining present to what's happening, what's going on, and going with that. And we'll look back and reflect on what was done in the future. Again, why I can't really be excited for right now. I can't really celebrate. I mean, it's running through the tape, but it's not, because the race isn't over. I don't know. This is like finishing the first week of training camp. Although it seems like a lot has happened, really this 50 days was, yo, the season's over. You're at home during the summer. And what training are you doing so that when you come back to school for camp, you're in some sort of shape and you've improved, right? The classic line is ball players are not made during the season. We're made in the off season, because you don't have time to work on new shit, adding to your game and really improving during the season, during having practices, weight sessions, on the bus, in school. You don't have the time. What did you do in the off season to improve your game? This has been the off season. So, all right, cool. We showed up to camp. We did our week and a half of hell. Coach ran us through the fucking floor, suicides and stairs and all this bullshit, 2-a-days. Yeah, all right, cool. Training camp's over. Now it's practice to get ready for the preseason, and then the season, and then the championship, the conference championship, and then the national championship. That's where I feel like I'm at. I just finished training camp. That was grueling. Great. And I implemented the shit I worked on during the summer. But now I got to go out here and get my uniform on, get in practice, get to preseason, earn my spot, keep my spot, and then improve on my role, my value, my worth. I got to build that during the season. That's going to be review, editing, making the tape. What's the final product? Finalizing the merch, getting the online stuff set up. That's the season. So, yeah, you'll hear about this later. I don't have it for you now, but it's coming soon. Little back fart. Never hurt anybody. What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? All right, so I'll stop. I'll hit record, or I'll hit stop. Upload this. I'll have my 50 days worth. And then I'm gonna go back and edit. That's all I get to do now. I get to come down here, sit in front of this computer, and piece this thing together. Piece the 19 episodes of September, plus the additional. Well, I've edited one of the 13, so 12. So 19 plus 12. Yeah, I got a solid 30 piece. So, all right, cool. There's a timeline. I've already shared with you the timeline of what it looks like. I think I have till the end of the month. I think I have till the end of September to finish editing all the episodes together. So I'll put myself on a schedule. Up early. I can get down here and get to these before young Maine wakes up. So that'll be this week. Wake up early, come down here, edit, and maybe get on an early schedule. Maybe come down, put him to bed, come down here, edit one, have a little bit of time to myself, and then go to bed, wake up early, and come out here and do it again. And that'll be the next flow, because I will not be editing. I don't want to edit this week while he's around. I feel like I need to give myself some time to just be with him, to be more present, to spend that quality time, especially now, especially when this part of the work is done. The thinking about having to come and do this every day. I am glad to not have to think about coming down here to do this every day. I won't be recording tomorrow. I don't feel like the everydayness is necessary at this frequency. I think this spurt was good, and the fact that I did 4 episodes yesterday. I've come up with a multi-day, multi-episode recording plan. So if I record 4 days a week, 3 episodes, based on how I was doing it before, that's almost 2 weeks. So improve on that. Maybe MiSuNDERStoOd in its moving forward is 5 days a week. It's a Monday to Friday thing, and I give myself the weekend to add on to what happens Monday. Or maybe MiSuNDERStoOd 2 is once a week moving forward. I don't know. I like the everyday consistent spurt. It's not necessary moving forward. I just don't want to do it. I don't think the value from continuing it is as weighs as heavy as some of the other things I could be spending my time doing. And I don't think it weighs as heavy as the first 50 days. Doing these first 50 days, I proved my point. I proved the point that come down here, do it consistently and get it done and improve. I will definitely go back to spurts of doing that for sure. But there's a lot more to this process that I need to discover. That if recording every day is still the primary mental focus, then I think I'm going to miss time to have this done by November 11th. Like there's a date. So if the recording that I'm doing every single day is not intended to be targeted toward that date, it doesn't make sense. Are there going to be time between now and November 11th that I record some extra things as I go through reviewing? Absolutely. That episode recap, that's coming. There's going to be some things that I saw and felt and said, you know what, let me go back down and do a bit more of that. They're and treat it like a deluxe album where you put out 15 songs and then 2 months later you come out with 5 or 6 extra songs, and that's your deluxe album. So using that same premise and having some additional content that's going to come after today, that will be recorded after today to be released with all of this. But I think at this stage, it's more important for me to figure out the formula of creating the product. Training camp is done. Now it's time to get to winning this championship. So yeah, I'm going to take a break from the recording, super on the editing, get to October, and then start piecing this thing together. That's actually what I'm more excited about. I wanted to do an episode. I remember I brought my laptop down here and was going to go through, finding music and how I go about that musical selection creative process. I didn't even do that. But that process is epic. That's the shit I'm excited about. So sure, all right, I'll come down and do that when it's time for that. Doesn't make sense to do it now because it's not really time for that. So I'll place it there where it's more appropriate. There you go. There's some deluxe album content. But yeah, it'll be cool to get into this next stage, to figure out what the next pieces are, to figure out what I really like, to figure out what's next, to figure out the gold. There's gold in here. There's too much. There's too many hours of footage. Terrence Taylor talking too much. There's too much Terrence Taylor talking too much, which means there's gems all over the floor. Pick them up, dust them off, put them in your pocket, and use them for later. Yes, indeed. Okay, fine. I'm here for it. So, yeah, there's a musical component. Me getting ready and playing music down here, and the energy that comes from that. I'm ready to get into creation in that space. That part is fun. The part super dupular fun. Super dupular fun. So Yeah, the album's coming. The cover's ready. The fact that I keep looking at the cover, I made the cover 3-4 weeks ago. I keep looking at the cover. I still love it. Great. That's good. That's a good sign. I'm not over it a month later. Yeah, it's good. I'm happy. And soon it will be time for release. November 11th is going to come way too fucking fast. That's the other part. Way too fast. So, yeah, it's time to get to it. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready, man. Oh, fuck yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. What else? What did I learn in my 50 days? Well, I learned mad shit. I learned how to stop saying like so damn much. Stop using just as often. I learned how to create a formula and stick to it and veer off of it and come back to it. That part's always great. I learned lighting. I learned a lot about lighting. The glare that was in and throughout this room when this thing started was absurd. It's also hard to think back to the beginning of August. It was over a month and a half ago. This was atrocious. I don't think the first 4 or 5 episodes, or maybe 5 or 6, is when it got, oh, I'd listen to that. The rest of this, I think, was a fucking shit show. I'm really starting to catch a groove now. That's the other annoying part about taking this break. I feel like I got a nice groove. I don't want to lose that momentum. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It'll be a jump shot. It's there. You just got to get back in the gym and shoot it a couple times, shake them shoulders off, and wham, jumper ain't going nowhere. So yeah, I'm excited for the momentum. Or I learned this formula, and that created tremendous momentum and pace. What else did I learn? I learned that this fucking camera 4, man, sometimes you want to do something dynamic and it creates more work for you. And until you do it right and take the time to do it right, leave that shit over there. I'm so happy to not have had to think about camera 4. Fuck, it didn't waste. It consumed so much time setting that camera up. Ay, that was so frustrating. Yeah, I learned to just move things out of the way. Get them out of the way. They be a distraction sometimes. What else did I learn? Yeah, I was telling you earlier about black and white and colors and what colors to wear and how to come up with some layer of dynamic visual wardrobe when your colors are grayscale. You got to do something. You got to do something to spice it up. So I'm glad to have found ways to do that. I learned how to film something for 50 days and get one haircut right in the middle. I learned to work with what I got. And I learned to make sure and brand my logos on the left chest or much larger on center, because them shits get lost. There's a logo on the sweater that I'm wearing right now. Being cool and being quiet and inconspicuous is great, except if you can't see it, which sometimes is cool. But when you're selling things that people are watching you wear, it helps for them to be able to see the thing that you're trying to sell them. Mind you, I made these hoodies 3 years ago before this. So fine, but learn how to improve and what to do next. I learned that, you know what? I do like zip up hoodies. I did learn that. I learned that. I also learned when to record and when to never record. I learned that trying to configure words in a clear, thoughtful manner after 6:30 p.m. is a fucking struggle. Yeah, I learned how to edit a 4-year-old penis out of broadcast for millions of people. because that's essential. You can't have child pornography on YouTube. It's just not going to work. So I learned that. I learned how to navigate conversations around pretty serious topics that involve other people. That's the most important part. I can deal with my own shit, and it's on me to deal with my own shit, but involving somebody else in a story that, although it's yours, you impact other people based on what you share. So how do you go about that in a way that doesn't expose people in a negative way? You don't shit on others that you don't intend to and don't deserve it, but how you tell your story and navigate that in a respectful way. Yeah, I also learned to take my time in sharing certain aspects of my life. I was very, very quick to talk about my mom trauma and very, very slow to talk about the relationship that I'm in and creating and building and developing the foundations of that and why. I learned why I'm protective of certain relationships. I learned how to have someone involved but not tell all their business, to be public and private at the same time. I learned how to do that. We'll see how it goes when all this shit is floating for strangers to click on. But I think in the way I delivered some pretty serious topics of discussion, I think I did a pretty good job of including people, being honest, and respecting their privacy and their story. Yeah, I learned that. Oh man, I learned that if I want to go at somebody's neck, that the censor button is great. I learned that I have to be my honest motherfucking self, man. Otherwise, the shit's not going to work. I learned how to, I'm learning how to find the line of discomfort and dance appropriately on it. That point where it's past generalized topics of conversation. Oh, I don't want to be here saying shit and repeating sayings and phrases that we all know. Because that's easy. So how do I go further, excuse me, in the details and the depth and the perspective of my story? How do I go there but not go the furthest? I want to go there, and I need to get there in order for this to be great. But what is there? And what is that line? And what is the feeling that I get when I'm approaching that line? And recognizing that in the moment. Oh shit, I'm there. All right, this is one of those moments. You can feel them. It's happened enough times. I can feel it when it's happening. Oh, all right, this is one of them. That people will like. Ooh, I went there. That's good. Certain things I know I've said that I'm going to clip the shit out of them. And they're going to go. I know that. Yeah. I learned how to be clickbaity, but in my own way. How to be trolly and play the internet game. I know how to do it. Hold on. Yo, I can hear all of that, yo. So if you can just give me a few minutes with whatever you're doing in the kitchen, please. Thank you. Yeah, I know how to do the fuckery. But do it in my own respectful way. But that's part of it. No, you're not about to be on here just being nice and kind and square and sweet and packaging it up nicely. No, I'm going to talk my shit. Part of that is how this is going to work. Is me. Is it clout chasey? How do you do, you know what I learned? I learned how to clout chase in my own way that I'm okay with. I learned the line of playing the internet game, doing the dumb internet shit, but as an adult and in my own way that I still feel I have self-respect for myself. And that I'm not being an ass. I don't feel like I was an ass at all. I feel like sometimes I go out of my way to be a dickhead. I don't feel like I did that. I feel like I had some ego-driven moments where my whole ego soul was on this table. But I don't believe any of that to have not been genuine and authentic to how I feel. Yes, you got to turn it on because there's lights and cameras, but there's a line where it's not real. Where that's not real. That's okay, now this is a show. And sure, it's a show, but now it's a shit show. And I don't think that I had any shit showish moments. Yeah. Yeah, what else did I learn? I mean, that's a pretty hefty list. I didn't even think it would be that long. Yeah, I learned to appreciate myself. I learned to enjoy the sound of my voice. I'm not to say I haven't, but I've also been doing this, talking to cameras and listening to myself and editing it and reviewing it and listening and hearing the sound of my voice over and over again. I've learned to like it more now. I've learned to use it more intentionally. I've learned to use it more creatively. I've learned how to have more fun, how to be myself, how to share my personality in a way that's genuine. I feel like maybe the first 10, 15 episodes, I don't know if I was really being myself yet. I was going through the motion of doing the thing, but I don't know if enough of my personality was etched into it. I mean, maybe it was, but it feels nothing like how it feels now. I don't feel as though I have to second guess the thoughts and things that I want to say. I feel like I just say them, and I know how to say them in a way that I feel confident in saying it like that. There was a moment, and thank you for this tip also, of standing on my square and saying what I have to say and meaning it and just doing that. Don't hesitate. Okay, cool. We see that this is about you thinking and going through the process of understanding your thoughts and articulating them and sharing them. But the truth is, bro, you know what you're doing. So fucking act like it. Say it like you mean it. Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, all right. I feel like I've done a bit more of that. Not I feel like I have. I do feel it. I do feel the change. And I haven't looked back at enough footage in the last few weeks. I haven't looked back at any footage in the last few weeks to see what it looks like, but I feel it as it's happening. I know it's happening. I was going to say supreme confidence, but I'm not there yet. But I have an extended level and an improved level of confidence in my ability and in my ability to do the thing and the words in which I have to deliver. That's what this 50 days was. Check in with myself to say, you still got it, bruh? Yo, you still got it? You're going to be a speaker and a coach. All right, let me see what you got. Let me see what you're doing. What you about to sell? Who you about to coach? Who you about to speak to? What does your speaking sound like? What does your coaching sound like? Who are you, bruh? What? Now I look at it and go, oh, okay, yeah, I fuck with this guy. I will fuck with him. Especially when most people are going to see and consume this show long after the 50 episodes it took to figure it the fuck out. So lucky for you, you've been a part of this journey. That part is also my favorite. But when most people see and consume the show, they'll see it for what it is then. They will not have seen the garbage that was episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And all of the how long it took to figure out the dinging of this bell. There was no bell, and then there was a bell, and then it was, when do you ding the bell? And then how many times do you ding, and when and where and what? No, now we have a ding routine. It's great. You watch me figure that out. I think that's cool. I think y'all who are a part of this MiSuNDERStoOd journey understand that part is great. I think anybody who doesn't understand and sees me and goes, what the fuck? The fact that they can come back to 50 episodes, 50 days straight, where only 2 of those days I really was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I had one early on, maybe like week 2, and then the mushroom day. Other than that, I was committed and ready. Yeah, this is great. This is awesome. I fought through a lot of adversity and annoyance and challenges and technical fucking issues and lights and cameras and flashing fucking hard drives and transferring footage and dogs barking upstairs and mice and sweat. A lot of sweat. This has been great, yo. I learned to believe in myself. And I learned that if I don't believe in myself, then give myself a serious ass challenge and then conquer the challenge. And then after that, you have no choice but to believe in yourself. That's what this was, an exercise in believing in yourself. I just set myself up for success because now there's nothing anyone could do or fucking say to stop me. I'm here. I've done it. Only thing that can stop me now is me. The break that I need to take in order to improve the plan to head back out and fucking, I want to say kill, but to conquer, to accomplish, to be successful, to whatever dream. Nah, cross it off the list, bro. Next one. Put another, what do you want to do? Put it up there and then cross it off. Do it again. Kill all of these fucking goals in front. Destroy them. Smash them with effort, with ease, with vengeance. I don't care, bro. Whatever you want to do, write it down and do it. Every time you say you can or cannot do some shit, you write it down. And then guess what happens? If you fucking care enough, you do it. I just did it. Did you see me just do it? I just did it. Oh, you're going to be a speaker and a coach? Prove it. Do the work when no one's fucking watching. When nobody cares and nobody knows what's happening. Do it then. Oh, that's who you are? Because when the lights is on and you're out here and you're speaking on fucking stages, that's not the time to be fucking preparing and doing it. You should have already prepared. That's the time to shine. That's the time to flex your preparation. But if you did not prepare, why are you fucking selling and sending people proposals for speaking services for a fucking speaking plan you've never created? What are you doing? Go in the basement and get to fucking work. Shut the fuck up and get to work. All right, cool, fine. Beauty is I got to shut the fuck up and talk the most. But I sit in this room, I talk to myself, talk to these cameras, I talk to y'all. You receive this information, but I gotta look back at it and review it and review it and review it and see myself. I have to prove myself. I have to improve myself. What? Come on. It's more than just speaking and coaching, bro. This is discipline. This is self-improvement. It's self-reflection. It's motivation. It's get up and make your life what your life needs to be. Fuck all that talking and bullshit, bro. Nobody wants to hear that. You want to travel around the world? Sit the fuck down, get to work, create some shit that's going to be worth something that can be sold so you can travel around the world. I don't want to hear the idea of what you're talking about. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter without work, without output, without intention, without product, without things, without 50 fucking days, without dedication, without commitment. None of that shit's going to fly, bruh. What is the foundation? The foundation is go into the basement, get to work, make a plan and try the plan and test the plan and do it again and again and again. All right. $50 yo. Did that shit. Give me another fucking challenge. I'm here for it. Bring it. I want it. Finish this. Challenge 1. Get to the next stage, next phase. Finish it. Look back at all the things you learned. Improve on those things. Refine them. Take notes. Improve. Take this break. Use this time wisely. Spend it creating great art, being a great artist. Do that. Enjoy time with your child. Think about what your life is going to be. Write that down. Now get the person who you want to spend that life with, get them to say it out loud. Now get them to tell you what they want in life. And now you read it out loud. Build something. Do something real. Go rest because you worked hard. But don't rest too long. The work ain't over. But we here. We here. Oh, man. Thank you to myself. Thank you for believing in myself. Thank you, self. I love you, self. You did that shit. You did big time, yo. Yeah. Thank you to y'all for watching. Thank you to y'all for being a part of it. Thank you to y'all who just found me in these 50 days and thought I was interesting enough to keep watching. I appreciate that. Thank you to anyone who I've crossed paths with before. Whether I made something for them or they saw me making something for myself and have been following along. This is a near decade-long journey, man. There's been a lot of cool people across that experience and throughout it. I hope you were able to be a part of this experience. I hope you enjoyed yourself while you were part of this experience. I hope you stick around for more because it's not going nowhere now. This is it. This is the game. It's happening. Thank you. I'm Terrence. This is MiSuNDERStoOd. This is day 50 and we done. I do like the mic drop-ish completions. I might just keep that, but hey, I have this if in case I don't. Yay, I'm done. Hour 3. We're out. I got to hit the road. Go pick up my young king. Much love to everyone. Love you all. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for following along. Thank you for continuing. Thank you for sharing it with people who you know need it. Thank you for keeping it to yourself because you know you need it too. Yeah. Thanks for being a part of this therapeutic ass life experience. I healed myself. These last 50 days. I'm down for more. Yeah. Yeah. Join me. I'll see you there.
My daddy makes out. And his name is Terrence Taylor. And I took those pictures.